So endocytosis just simply is when
Oh no, phago and pino is the cell drinking, cell eating.
Yeah.
So the endo is the uptake of material through the plasma membrane by the formation of a vesicle. Which means what?
so
I think that's the problem. I'm able to like read and study these definitions, but I have no idea what they're saying.
there can be endocytosis. Read that definition one more time.
The uptake of material through the plasma membrane by the formation of a vesicle.
So say there's a bunch of stuff out here that this cell wants to eat, or it wants inside.
What's required?
This stuff can kind of float in here, and the plasma membrane kind of bends in like this, and then eventually it pinches off into a vesicle. Like that,
So
and
it sucks it in
stuff-
and it just closes itself off.
Yeah. So part of the plasma membrane becomes a vesicle that kind of wraps around. And how that differs from phagocytosis is cell eating. Phagocytosis. And it's, like, think about like our immune system, phagocytes, I can refer to it, that eat bacteria. It's kind of the same thing, but they eat.
So just get rid of it instead of
Instead
of absorbing it. Or
It
taking
comes in like that, this bacteria, and they go, ends up in this thing, but then it's broken down.
Okay.
It fuses with, I think, a lysosome. And the lysosome fuses with it, another vesicle, and that has a bunch of stuff that breaks it down, and then it spits it all out this side, all the broken down stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of how cells eat things, break down, and spit it
So
out.
like a digestive system.
Kinda. It just eats it up.
Okay.
Ponocytosis is cell drinking. So instead of taking in, solids, it just takes in. I think what they said, it's like a sampling of. The cell kind of takes samples of its extracellular fluid, the stuff that's around it. So it kind of drinks it in, kind of sees what's going on out there, and that's what ponocytosis is.
Okay. It just says smaller vesicles are formed, and they contain molecules dissolved in a liquid.
Smaller vesicles are formed, contain molecules dissolved in liquid. Yeah, because it's just kind of taking in all the liquid and just kind of see what's in it. So that's ponocytosis.
Okay, and exocytosis.
So exocytosis, what do you think that is?
Something happening on the outside, I'm not really sure why.
Kinda. So you got the cell, you have a vesicle right here. For example, in nerves, it has vesicles full of neurons. And to communicate with the next nerve, this guy kind of fuses with the membrane and releases all the neurotransmitters that are inside it. It's kind of the opposite of endocytosis. Instead of taking something in, the vesicle fuses and pushes something out.
Okay. And what's the force by which that happens? Just naturally
Pushing it out?
Yeah. Just,
Do
I need to know that? How these things happen?
Maybe. It's simply, there's something called V snares and T snares, and the little proteins that are sticking off the membrane and off of the vesicle. They come together. Well, calcium comes in, and it causes these guys to fuse, and they kind of twist a little bit, and it pulls it. And as these guys twist, it pulls the vesicle towards the membrane, and then it kind of pushes it out.
Okay.
That's a good question.
What are the benefits, or when would it be necessary that these processes take place? Just with all of them, so endocytosis, phagocytosis.
Let's see. So endocytosis, taking stuff in. I think there's just nutrients and things that the cell wants outside that it can kind of swallow and take in.
Okay.
Phagocytosis, the same thing. A lot of times, though, phagocytosis is for breaking down harmful pathogens, bacteria, things like that. It'll break it down. Penocytosis, the cell just kind of randomly samples its environment, see what's going on. And then exocytosis, an example, is just releasing neurotransmitters.
Okay.
Or anytime a cell needs to communicate with another cell, it can release chemicals and talk to each other.